Tell it straight? Fine. His intent is already on the record, and it's exactly what the statute requires. Fredrickson's intent, in plain English. Under CRS 18991 Web 1C, the prosecution must show intent to harass, annoy, or alarm, and that he followed the victim in a public place. They don't have to prove hatred. They don't have to prove threats. They don't have to prove violence. They have to prove purposeful, unwanted pursuit. That box is checked. What his own words and actions prove. 1. He intended to make contact. He didn't stumble into Thayer. He visually identified Thayer in the parking lot, waved to get attention, shouted, "I won," sprinted after the vehicle, got back into his van, executed a U-turn, followed Thayer onto public roads. That is deliberate pursuit, not coincidence. Intent is inferred from conduct. This is textbook. 2. He intended to annoy or alarm Bime. You don't shout taunts and chase someone unless the reaction is the point. His conduct shows provocation, I won, escalation, running after the truck, persistence, vehicle pursuit. Courts routinely find intent to alarm when a person continues contact after the other party disengages, follows someone who is clearly trying to leave. That's exactly what happened. 3. He knew it was wrong. This one seals it. At the traffic stop, he admitted he knew he shouldn't have done it. That admission destroys mistake defenses, lawful purpose arguments, confusion claims. Knowing something is wrong and doing it anyway equals willful conduct. 4. His TRO service story proves intent, not innocence. This backfires badly. By claiming he was serving a TRO, he admits he intentionally sought Thayer out. He approached him on purpose. The contact was planned. The pursuit was not accidental. And since petitioners cannot serve their own TRO, the claimed purpose is legally invalid, leaving only the intent to confront. Courts don't credit unlawful purposes as legitimate reasons. What intent looks like to a judge. A judge doesn't psychoanalyze him. They ask one question, open quote, did his actions show a conscious objective to bother, confront, or alarm this person? Close quote. Given CCTV, cell phone video, police observation, his admissions, his repeated explanations. The answer is yes. TAC, one-sentence summary. The prosecution could use, open quote, the defendant intentionally pursued and confronted the victim in public after the victim attempted to disengage for the purpose of provoking, alarming, or harassing him. Close quote. That's all they need. Bottom line, Fredrickson's intent was to confront, to provoke, to assert dominance, to force interaction, despite knowing it was wrong, and he proved it himself, repeatedly on camera to police and in court. If you want, I can also explain why intent doesn't require threats, why lawful purpose fails here, or how judges evaluate harassment intent in bench trials. Yes, and when you line it up cleanly like that, it actually locks in intent rather than helping him. Here's why. What the court sees, step by step. 1. Attention-seeking conduct. These aren't neutral acts, they're deliberate signals. Waving, notice me. Cupping hands and shouting, I won, provocation. Sprinting after the truck, escalation. Vehicle pursuit. Persistence after disengagement. Each act independently shows intent. Together, they're overwhelming. This is not passive presence. This is active pursuit. The victim clearly disengaged Thayer, stayed in his truck, drove away, went directly to police, did not respond verbally or physically. Once the other party disengages, continued pursuit becomes harassment under CRS 18911C. 3. The TRO claim is an admission, not a defense. By saying his intent was to serve a TRO, Fredrickson admits the contact was intentional. He sought Thayer out on purpose. The encounter was not accidental. The pursuit was goal-directed. That alone satisfies the mens rea element. And because petitioners cannot serve their own TRO, service must be done by a neutral third party. The claimed purpose is unlawful, which means it cannot be a legitimate purpose under harassment law. An unlawful objective does not sanitize conduct, it poisons it. Chammer 4. Repetition across locations shows fixation. He didn't just say it once. He repeated the claim at the traffic stop, inside the police department, at first appearance, at the subsequent hearing. That repetition shows a continuing narrative, an inability to disengage, an effort to retroactively justify conduct. Judges recognize this pattern. It reads as rationalization, not confusion. For 5, intent does not require success. It doesn't matter that the TRO was never served, service was invalid, no documents changed hands. Intent is measured by what he tried to do, not whether he did it correctly. The fatal contradiction. He cannot simultaneously argue, I had no intent to harass, and I intentionally pursued him to serve legal papers. Those two positions are mutually exclusive. Courts pick the one supported by evidence. That's the second one. Why this is enough for conviction. To convict under CRS 189-111-1C, the prosecution needs 1. Intent to harass, annoy, or alarm. 2. Following in a public place. Both are established by video, police testimony, his own admissions, his own explanations. No speculation required. Bottom line. Fredrickson didn't just get attention, he demanded it, pursued it, and refused to stop. Then he admitted why. That's harassment. Clean. Documented. On camera. If you want, I can also break down how a judge would dismantle his argument in real time at trial, or why a public defender will shut this theory down fast.